I wonder how genuinely good was Harrison Ford with the whip? Because like they starred in What Lies Beneath together. I wonder if they had any whip chats. They're like, so maybe they could have legitimately had a competition. Like, all right, we're going to take out the whips and friggin' have a go see who's better with them.
Whip them out.
He's like, I had a whip for 3 damn movies. I was like, yeah, but what did you really do with your whip, Harrison? Like, not much. Like.
And maybe he used it on Michelle. I mean, he is a man that's been known to stray from the marital bed.
Oh, God. Oh, Harrison, we're sorry. We know you're listening.
Someone during the week posted up.
Still love you, Harry.
The Star Wars Men's Society. Someone was saying, like, there was a biography of somebody where they were saying, like, yeah, when I went to see Star Wars, and everyone was just like, oh, yeah, Harrison Ford. And they were like, that's that guy who used to sell me weed. Like, releasing the information that Harrison Ford apparently used to be a weed dealer. And you imagine Harrison Ford being like, dude, what are you doing? You can't tell me that. And
it's the 60s or the 70s, I assume.
Yeah. So then even like, no, Harrison Ford nowadays, that's what he does in the plane. He just flies around delivering weed to people.
You know what? Actually, I read Carrie Fisher's autobiography recently.
The first one, wasn't it?
Wishful Drinking. Yeah. And she mentions her drug use and says that the thing that put her off weed was Harrison Ford's weed. It was his specific batch that it was obviously too strong and it put her right off it. So don't know what he's putting in it, but he's clearly putting it with some heavy shit.
Maybe that's why he's so like everyone's like, oh yeah, Harrison Ford comes across as a really grumpy, lifeless guy when you see him interviewed. It's probably just high off high as a kite.
He's not getting that mellow kind of high. He's getting messed up.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, yeah, Star Wars. Yeah.
Harrison Ganja Ford.
Probably actually look at uncut interviews. Like, so tell us about Star Wars, and he's just like, I can't go back there, man. I can't think about that stuff. I'll have to freak myself out, but I talked about that now.
He must have thought he was tripping looking at that damn Wookiee all the time.
Yeah, this time I had to go, there's this big slug, and there's like 3 guys came out of him at the end. Like, crazy.
Maybe the weed got him through it, like the Ewoks. He does actually look a bit stoned in that scene with all the Ewoks.
Yeah.
He's probably out a heavy dose of it, and it just saw him through.
Despite Jedi being my favourite, there's a couple of things you can definitely criticise, and I think Harrison Ford's not putting his best work in on that movie.
Because he's stoned. That
could be why.
I think, though, he does say that one scene, like the worst scene in the original Star Wars trilogy is Luke telling Leia that you're my sister.
Without a shadow of a doubt, that is the worst scene. And it's my favourite movie, and I admit it.
It is soap opera fodder.
But it has the real vibe of like, this George Lucas is a step behind the camera. You're getting a peek into what the prequel romance is going to be like.
Well, that's what tears me up. Like, because on one hand, yes, I agree. Like, it's a sign of what's to come. But at the same time, the person who supposedly directed it, I know there are rumors George Lucas took over a lot of scenes, but he is a TV director, and it feels like a TV scene. So I'm like, who did do this?
Maybe it was like people blaming, George Lucas, that's him all over it. But at the same time, maybe it's like, I'm taking tips from, he did that. Richard Marquand was telling me like how he did that amazing "You're My Sister" scene.
I'm going to do that for these prequels.
To me, the only person who comes across okay in that scene is when Harrison Ford shows up, because he's like, here's a guy who is a movie star has now arrived. And that's not to decry Carrie Fisher or Mark Hamill. But there might be a reason why Harrison Ford was much, much more successful than them on-screen presence. So, Mark Hamill can't fault any of the voice acting, really, but...
Well, I think despite the common gag of, you can't say these lines, like I don't actually think the writing in Star Wars is bad, the dialogue. But I think that the trick to getting through it and coming out the other side successful like Harrison is when it is bad, you can still sell it.
Yeah.
That's the difficult part. Like, if you give a good script to Mark Hamill, he'll knock it out the park. Mm. But if you give him a bad script, back then, could he do it? I don't know. Yeah, maybe too young.
Oh, but now, too old. But
anyway.
As I was saying way back about that interview with Anthony DeNorman,